All right, it's July 27th, 2012, and I'm doing another video this morning. You know, I'm the only presidential candidate, at least as far as I know, I haven't seen any others, that has made YouTube my primary campaign soapbox platform for running for president. I haven't asked for any money. I've asked for personal help because of how I'm being treated by the city of Los Angeles, the county, the authorities that work here. There's still the riots going on in Anaheim. The Jackson feud is kind of petered out as far as any kind of real heavy publicity going on with the family. And the Aurora shooting is still a main topic in the news. But I'm about to show you something that's really interesting about the media. Remember, last night I said the media is responsible for the shooting in Aurora, Colorado, and the senator and the congresswoman getting shot, and the little girl in Arizona that was shot along with her, who died, and the little girl that died in the theater, and this guy named Caleb, who is in a coma in a hospital. Him and his wife gave birth to a baby, and he's still in a coma, and they show a picture of him. And they show a picture of a couple of people that have bandages and all of that. They interviewed the guy that was in the hospital bed. You know what's interesting is on the news they showed that they have raised $332,000 to the family because she didn't have any health insurance. But in the 3 years that I've been on television telling you that my civil rights have been continually violated, okay, and it's by you people, the government, because you vote these jerks and idiots into office. So it doesn't surprise me that the riot's still going on in Anaheim because of the police mistreatment. It doesn't surprise me that there are riots going on all over the world at different times. All those things are possible. There are real, solid, consistent, possible solutions for all of those things. We just need the right people that are able to juggle all the right pieces of the puzzle of violence in order to get rid of it. And you can't get rid of it the way these people think. They're all cuckoo gaga. I mean, Lady Gaga has more sense than they do. And anyway, so the point I'm making here, here's this Caleb. He's laying in the hospital, and they've raised $332,000. But in the 3 years since and I've told you already, my civil rights have been violated for more than 20 years. I even asked for asylum in different countries because I'm a political prisoner here. And in the 3 years that I've been on YouTube and that I have been running for president for 2012, no one sent me one penny to support or help me. You have to be injured like Rodney King to get any sympathy, and to get lawyers on your side because you're black, of course, and fight the system, and that caused a riot anyway. And then the Caleb situation, the Aurora shooting. You have to have something so bad happen to you, and then the news will put you on TV. Or you write a book. I've already told the media I have written a book. It's all my ranting and ravings. And people contradict themselves all the time, and they say good things and bad things. And people in private say all kinds of bad things. But as long as they don't say it publicly, they're not going to be condemned for it by the hypocritic public who tax-paying, child-killing citizens of the United States that pay 75% of their taxes to the military that kills innocent men, women, and children in other countries like Vietnam, Afghanistan, Iraq, Panama, when they went after Noriega. Get the DVD that's called What I Learned About U.S. Policy. Get that DVD. You'll see one of my videos from the past. I show you a picture of it. Look at the comic book Addicted to War, which is under my backpack, so I can't get it out for you. Well, actually, maybe I could. It's under my backpack just so that I remind you, because I have so many videos that people have trouble finding what I'm talking about. I had my laptop sitting on the thing. So I have trouble finding, I mean, you people will probably have trouble. Get this one right there. There. See that? Addicted to War. Frank Dorrell also has a... now the illustration is actually by Joel Andres. But the other person you'd contact is Frank Dorrell, P.O. Box 3261, Culver City. His phone number is 310-838-8131. That's 310-838-8131. These people, and you can go on and see the comic book form on the YouTube as www.addictedtowar.com. Or you just put Addicted to War. I'm sure you'll see the picture of it. So, but that's not all. You know, what we have here is a real screwed up system with the wrong people in power. Whether I talk about the Bilderberg Group or whether it was a conspiracy about the Kennedy assassination, and the Bilderbergers were behind it, and the Bilderbergers were behind the Kennedy assassination, and or, you know, any of the conspiracies. It doesn't matter. So let's go back to Caleb. So Caleb's in this coma. They send him money to have a new life, a baby, and that's all fine and well. But the money is staying with the blood of innocent men, women, and children from Iraq and Afghanistan. As a matter of fact, people have profited from that war. And that money is staying with their blood. And the same money has imprinted on it "In God We Trust," which is, technically speaking, a blasphemy against what any religion's interpretation of what God is like. So, you know, this is why the media censors me, why they don't and probably will never interview me. Even on my deathbed they won't. Because they're scared of somebody like me. They're scared that a maverick like me, a malcontent maverick like me, would literally, you know, if the impossible was possible and the whole country revolted, took their money out of the banks, did exactly what I told them, not peaceful, non-cooperation, one of two things would happen to me. Either they would plot a plot against me to assassinate me finally, because I finally got through to everybody. They're tired of being hypocrites. You're tired of being taken advantage of. You're tired of not just other minuscule things like the price of gas going up and blah, blah, blah and all that. Remember what I said about being a legitimate state? 4 things: territory, people, the ability to keep contracts, which the United States didn't keep contracts, any of them, with the native peoples that were here, and independence from foreign control. And people, you are controlled by OPEC, you are controlled by foreign control. You do not have a legitimate United States of America. You are evil. So this Caleb is there, and they accept the money, and they're taking the money, and their little baby is being brought up with the money-stained, bad karma money that's stained with the blood of innocent people all over the world. Now, I know there are a lot of you out there that will disagree with me. You'll come up with your own brand of philosophy saying, well, Caesar, no, you can't be right. You know, you can't look at things that way. You can't. Well, who are you? Are you God? Maybe you are a piece of God. But if you are a piece of God, you should be really ashamed of yourself. Because the solution to being a tax-paying child killer has been around since 1972. You heard me, 1972. During the Vietnam War, you had a choice to be able to do something about it then without having to riot and protest on the street in the millions. I mean, I'm sure you people, the anti-war people, could still have done that, but a lot of the anti-war people were paying taxes. And that money went to the military, 75% of it did, and that was used to kill innocent children in Vietnam. So I don't need to go on talking about this. You're the ones that need to do something about it. Back to Caleb. So he's laying there. So something like that has to happen to people like that. And remember, I said the media is responsible for these shootings before they get any kind of sympathetic attention on the media. Can anyone measure how much psychological damage is done to my brain through stimulus? Remember, every time an event, a bad event, was forced on me or happened to me by the police department, the fire department, the abatement division of both building and safety and the fire department, the parking enforcement, every time I was mistreated or my civil rights were violated, nobody came to my rescue. Nobody donated any money to me to find a blood-sucking lawyer to sue this crappy country for the violence, the mental violence they've created on me. There's nothing that can erase the memory of what you people, your country, has done to me. And that's why you have all of those videos, ranting and raving, me letting off steam. I'll never be done letting off steam. It will be there forever. The only time I get any peace is when I do fall asleep. And then when I wake up, it rushes like a dam. The gates are open, and all that bad memory just rushes in. I'll be glad the day I die. You took my motorhomes, my cars, my boats. You interfered in my plan to build that place in Colorado I was going to build out in the middle of nowhere, where hopefully the crappy representative government of this country would never touch me. Now, I'm not a religious fanatic like David Koresh. My symbolic overthrow of the United States in October of 1996 was based on two things. The fact that you cannot and do not qualify for those four things that make you legitimate states. And one last thing. The fact that the United States of America does violate people's civil rights and that poor people have no ability to fight back. And the third thing, actually there were three things, is in memory of all the innocent men, women, and children that have killed in all of your 4 wars. Vietnam, going after Noriega and Panama, the atrocities that were committed there on the poor by the military, by the United States military. And many soldiers are still under top secret, non-divulging. They can't divulge anything or they'll go straight to jail. Iraq, the sanctions. Iraq, the war. And then finally, Afghanistan. If anyone needs to be punished from all of this, it's all of you. Christ, let me tell you what's going to happen. And I'll go ahead and tell you. Christ said that you can't get in the kingdom unless you humble yourself like a child in Matthew 18:6. You will never, he didn't say you can't, you will not. The word is mandatory. Will not get into the kingdom of heaven. The same people that believe that Bible, New Testament, are the same people that pay taxes and kill children. And he said, he went on to say, whoever harms one of these children, better they tie a millstone to their neck and be tossed into the sea. And that's what's going to happen to America, and that's why I don't want to be here. Think of me as Moses. I don't know who my people are. I know they're out there. But I don't know who my people are. I hurt every day because I can't speak for them, and we can't all get up together and say, let my people go. We don't want nothing to do with you. You're evil. Your representative government is out of control and has been so since the 60s. There's nothing good about you. Not the media, not the authorities, not nothing. And you deserve everything you get. So my prediction is, right out of the Bible, out of the New Testament, Revelations 8 predicts the Gulf oil disaster. Something like a mountain on fire will fall into the sea, and a third of the sea will turn red to blood. You'll see that on YouTube. They have that interpretation. The red blood in the seawater in the Gulf was the red chemical that they sprayed to suck up the oil. And then it says a third of the shipping will die. Well, it doesn't mean that literally. It means it business-wise. A third of your business will hurt, and so on. And you go back to Matthew 18:6, and it says there, a millstone around your neck. You know how I interpret that? There have been so many movies about meteors hitting our planet that the quantum matrix has pretty much told me that that's what's going to happen. You're going to get hit by the biggest meteor ever. And it will, in fact, wipe out all your life on planet Earth because you haven't done the right thing. Is there something out there that can stop that event from happening? Yes, there is. The same thing Christ talks about, the faith of people. The faith and their actions. And so you don't have that. Let me tell you where your faith is and your actions are. Your actions are in continuing to pay that money. to be involved in this nasty military that kills innocent men, women, and children. See, they're scared of me. They're afraid that someday people are going to really start listening to me, and then they're going to go, God, what if people start doing what he does? Well, we'll just kill Caesar. But you can't kill the idea. That's your problem, Mr. Uncle Sam. And there's a millstone, Mr. Uncle Sam, tied around your neck right now, and you're going to drag every American citizen down to the depths of the sea, between the Atlantic and the Pacific, below the sea. In Revelations, John says, Babylon will disappear one day. The same number of letters in Babylon or the same number of letters in America. So, as far as I'm concerned, your clock is ticking. Your time is almost up. You've ignored me, and you're going to pay for it big time. These little things that are happening, now one person came to help me. Remember, Christ said, if you humble yourself like a child. Well, I've always been humbled like a child. I act like a child. I collect secondhand stuff. I do this, I do that. Of course, I didn't tell anybody what I was really doing, which I wanted to build. Dennis Weaver built his house from junk. But he's an actor. Wow, he has lots of money. He can do that. But because I'm poor and I don't have a lot of money, all I had was secondhand stuff to make my plans and goals, to create them and move to Colorado. Your city came after me and destroyed my life. LA and San Francisco will be the first to go. That I guarantee you. Because LA and San Francisco is like Sodom and Gomorrah. Just like that, they're going to be gone. Underwater. You people wanted this war, and I told you, there are things in the universe that you don't understand. And I'm connected to some of those things. And there's a lot of my people that really are out there. They're not nuts. They just need a break. A real, truthful, true reality break from all of this mess. No matter how neat or clean you make buildings look like Starbucks over here, look how neat and clean they want to make their life. No matter how neat and clean, you make your life, you're dirty inside, and you always will be. And you've persecuted me, you've attacked me, either directly or indirectly. It doesn't matter who you are. I've yet to see one person contact YouTube on my inbox and say, I'd like to help. What can I do? But the person had better have lots of money, because I'm in a real pickle and a jam. I always have been. They've taken 24 cars, 26-foot sailboat, 3 or 4 semis from me, my motorhome that I had for more than 25 years. They've raped me of everything, my guitars, even my guns. Most of them, half of them are all gone in other people's hands, and I don't know who got them. Auctioned off because I was forced to make decisions after decisions. Every decision I made was because someone was forcing me to make it. Someone was putting pressure on me, which is against the law and violates my civil rights, and you people destroyed my life and actually trapped me here in Los Angeles. I was supposed to move out of here, not be stuck here.